Pew, 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 pew. Pew. Welcome to the PatCave, a podcast where we talk all about superheroes, pop culture, nostalgic TV and movies we grew up with.
But not today.
No, this is Booty's episode for sure. We are talking Star Wars.
Yeah.
May the 4th was just yesterday. And what do they call today?
Revenge of the Fifth.
Revenge of the 5th. These Star Wars fans are so clever.
Yeah.
So,
we are.
Booty, you introduce what we watched today.
Mm-hmm. This is not to be confused with the 3D animated Clone Wars. This is the Clone Wars of Genndy Tartakovsky. He is the animator for Samurai Jack.
The director or the producing, the whole team that did Samurai Jack did this. Okay.
And George Lucas.
And George Lucas.
My bad.
And these played on Cartoon Network.
Yes, they did. These premiered back in, I want to say, between 2003 and 2005 on Cartoon Network and Toonami. So like the first volume 1, it is like 23-minute episodes, but then I read somewhere recently
23-minute episodes.
23-minute episodes.
3 minutes is such a small time to...
I know. As a kid, it was like I would catch some of these on that network and miss like key storylines.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after, I think, Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005 that they released these in volumes 1 and 2.
Awesome. Yeah, we just watched it like a movie, just straight through. Dude, it was amazing.
I was kind of nervous about how you'd feel about it.
Well, you know I like cartoons, so right there, right away, the animation was awesome.
So growing up, I was able to go see episode 1 in the theaters. For Halloween, I was dressed up as Anakin, the pod racer.
Nice.
My friend Roberto was Darth Maul, and we went trick-or-treating together. I had seen via my brother on VHS tape the original trilogy, and I don't know how much I was really into those at the time, but there was like a few N64 games in that era that I played, and like I was still into it, but I always was like, where are the lightsabers? Where are the shiny lightsabers?
Yeah.
And when it dropped that they were doing another trilogy of these films, it awakened this beast that I've never been able to tame.
Nice.
I have always just been a Star Wars guy.
For your birthday one year, I made, it's in the background, I don't know if you guys could see it, but
oh my gosh,
I
yeah.
photoshopped you into a picture of us and all our friends.
Yeah, Wetzel's in there.
Yeah.
We got Andrew Hamblin,
Rise
Josh
of the
Collins.
Booty.
Rise of the Booty.
Yeah. Same story for me, really. It's like my dad probably showed me the old ones.
Mm-hmm. They didn't really stick for you, huh?
No, I mean, no.
Yeah.
But then I saw Phantom Menace. I was obsessed.
Yeah. And I mean, for a lot of kids our age, I think it was the villainy of Darth Maul.
Yeah.
The double-bladed lightsaber was like so effing sick for the 90s.
And the podcast.
This is a podcast.
Now this is podcasting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it says on my laptop at the bottom.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
No, so that video game came out for N64.
That game was great. They always had that at like Dave & Buster's and stuff, but you could like sit in it.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, dude.
So
awesome.
tight.
This is where the fun begins.
Only at Dave & Buster's.
So where does this rank on your favorite Star Wars media?
Yeah, pieces of media. You know, I'm always going to be leaning the Old Republic, which there's just not enough. And my love for that purely lives in the video games. So as far as like movies.
And how far from the Old Republic is this?
Oh, so that's 4,000 years, 4,000 to 5,000 years prior.
Okay, so quite a bit.
Yes. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is what we had. This is what I grew up on.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers.
And that was what was cool, was around the same time that these premiered. In 2003 was the first video game of the Old Republic.
Okay.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
So I was still living in this world of like, everything's cool. Everything is chill. I had no idea what was going to happen with Force Awakens. That didn't exist yet. I had no idea that George Lucas was going to sell for $4.3 billion.
Yeah.
And everything would eventually go to shit.
Do you have a summary for this?
Yeah,
or like,
I do.
Yeah, I know there's a loose storyline in there because I know there were episodes, but let's see how you piece it together.
A direct bridge between Star Wars prequel trilogy episodes 2 and 3, Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars follows your favorite characters from the galaxy far, far away during a time of warfare that is a window into the ancient Clone Wars that Ben Kenobi mentions to Luke Skywalker on Tatooine long, long ago. Padawan Anakin Skywalker journeys into knighthood, the Sith grow stronger, the galaxy's most formidable warriors on both sides face off during a time of turmoil. Battles, duels, shootouts, and daring escapes. Begun, the Clone Wars has.
Nice, dude.
Begun the Clone Wars has.
He was so good in this.
I know.
'Cause
He looks a little bit like someone's thumb sometimes. Yeah.
So speaking of characters and cast, is there some notable voice people in here? I know
There is.
some returning people.
Yeah, there's one main one from all of the Star Wars media. The only person they could nail down was Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO in all of the films.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. So cool.
Good for him.
Matt Lucas is Anakin Skywalker.
Hated him.
Yeah, Anakin. I mean, we'll get into plot stuff, but Anakin's little bitchy like whininess, like
Yeah, his voice just was a little too.
yeah, there was something off with it.
It's tough because they, I guess, want to copy the movies as much as they can, but also
Yeah, because I mean, Hayden Christensen didn't exactly get a nice bill of approval when he first played Anakin Skywalker. He is regarded as such a whiny little bitch.
Okay.
And his father Luke was the same kind of reviews like he was getting when he was Luke Skywalker, complaining about, I can't go to Tosche Station and hang out with my friends. Like,
I was going into Tosche Station to pick up some power converters.
the saber doesn't fall too far
from the hilt. Matt Lucas, of no relation to George Lucas.
Okay.
He was actually an editor in the editing department, and they picked him to voice Anakin Skywalker.
Cool.
He has voiced Anakin Skywalker in all of like the Star Wars Battlefront video games, the Episode 3 video game.
Okay.
He has played Anakin in all of the media, except until they started doing the other Clone Wars series.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
3D one.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got James Arnold Taylor.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He played him in this.
Okay.
Not Ewan McGregor, obviously, but he voiced him in the other series.
Yeah.
He is also known for portraying Ratchet in Ratchet and Clank.
No way.
I knew you would love that. We have Tom Kane as Yoda. Tom Kane is a big name in voiceover. I didn't know him ever spoke in Powder Puff Girls, but he must have like a serpent voice or
I
something.
never watched that show.
That weird red-looking crab character.
Oh, him, the devil.
He
Okay.
was Donnie in The Wild Thornberries, the monkey. No, I'm sorry, Darwin.
Okay,
Not
Darwin.
I said Donnie. I meant Darwin.
Okay,
the monkey
Darwin.
that's intelligent.
Okay, gotcha.
Cree Summer as Jedi Luminara Nduli. That's Tommy's neighbor Susie Carmichael in the Rugrats.
Susie. Yeah, okay.
I hate to say the black one again.
Yes, I know who Susie is. Based off
Yeah.
her merit and her characteristics.
And her flower dress.
Yes.
She's also Kira in Atlantis: The Lost Empire. What's his name? Milo Thatch's love interest that she lives with like the warriors.
You
of
love
the
that
moons.
movie. We're going to have to do that one soon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
We have Terrence T.C. Carson, who played Mace Windu. He is Kratos in the God of War video games 1 through 3.
He did a good Samuel L. Jackson impression.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey Burton is Count Dooku. He is the current voice of Captain Hook for Disneyland and Walt Disney World Productions.
Okay.
He's Brainiac in the DC animated universe, and then he is also the voice of Zeus in both God of War and the Hercules Disney animated series. Nick Jameson, who played Palpatine and Darth Sidious, is Michael Morbius in the Spider-Man animated series.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time.
Nice. The character designs I thought were really good, except for Natalie Portman.
Oh, I know. She's just so like one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I do love the person that does her voice. Gray Delisle. She's Vicky Tootie. Both of those characters
Nice.
in Fairly Odd Parents. Daphne in various Scooby-Doo projects. She's Mandy in The Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy.
Okay.
She's Danny's best friend Sam in Danny Phantom, and she's also Princess Azula.
Damn.
Yes. Yeah, she's pretty well known. And then we do have Kevin Michael Richardson as Kukruk. He was like one of the Jedi that gets killed by General Grievous in this series. He kind of had like the Fu Manchu mustache.
The tall-headed.
Not the tall-headed one.
Okay.
He had like black beady eyes, and
Okay.
he was the last saber that that Grievous picked up.
Okay.
He is Captain Gantu, the big bodyguard in Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy
Nice.
was like Bubbles or whatever.
Yeah.
Captain Gantu.
Nice.
Man, I mean, he had various voices on Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad. That's all I have for the voice cast. There was just some like really cool names there that I kind of wanted.
No,
to
that's
showcase.
awesome. There wasn't a lot of talking in this,
No, that's what I was gonna
which
say.
I like, dude. These battle scenes, these lightsaber duels, it's why I love this.
Yeah, it's not something that's like very well known for the dialogue. The dialogue in the movies that this is surrounding.
Yeah.
George Lucas took a lot of heat for bad writing.
But we can't turn back. Fear is their greatest defense. I doubt if the actual security there is any greater than it was on Aquilai or Solus. And what there is most likely directed towards a large-scale assault.
Yeah.
Like, just in terms of how they talk to each other.
For sure.
It's very complicated and annoying.
How's the Star Wars community feel about this one? I know you said it's not canon.
Yeah.
So is this something that people is well received? I mean, I know it got like what, an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, it got an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Enjoyment popcorn meter was an 86%.
That's good.
This holds up. There's definitely a lot of people that are in the sci-fi world that fell in love with this. For instance, the Sci-Fi Network's Phil Perello rated this series as the best Star Wars television production ever produced.
Okay.
He wrote that it gave Star Wars its most dynamic visuals ever. What it lacks in intricate storytelling, it makes up for with stunning animation, stirring action scenes. I could gush over this for
well,
hours.
So right away, doesn't start with a scroll.
No.
Which I enjoy because I hate reading.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated them actually showing with Yoda voicing over what was going on.
He kind of narrates kind of between the minisodes.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I did too. Sorry, my eye is doing a thing.
Uh-oh.
I know.
It's doing that thing that it always does.
Aw. It sees.
Okay, the character design is hilarious for Palpatine.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not know that guy's evil?
I know.
Do it.
Why is this old dude interested in Anakin? Oh, wait, wasn't there another old dude interested in Anakin later on? Yes.
Damn,
sir.
everyone wants that kid.
Everyone wants that baby, that chosen one baby blood.
Speaking of horrible character designs, Chewbacca's kid?
Yeah.
I wrote Dark Hideous.
A dark hideous. Yeah. Yeah. It was such a throwaway like animation of showing Kashyyyk. Like it does show up in episode 3, and you see more of like Chewbacca actually interacts with Yoda in that movie.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be Chewbacca with his child? Yeah, it's not clear.
His
like
Padawan.
Or
his apprentice.
Yeah, his hairy apprentice.
Yeah. There was some comedy in here.
Oh, yeah?
There was it was lighthearted and fun. When Anakin throws off his jacket and it lands on C-3PO.
Yeah, 3PO.
And then the next scene you see him holding it. I enjoyed those parts.
Yeah, and then he like strip teases.
Yeah,
he takes off his cloak in the volume 2. And it's so strange.
It makes sense for being on Cartoon Network. And I enjoyed those parts.
Yeah, or like how you noticed the Yoda poster in like the subway terminal.
Yeah, someone like
just
took
like Yoda like thumbs
his likeness and was just, I hope he's getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picturing like Yoda doing like an ad campaign like into Captain America. Yeah, because I mean like the Jedi, like they're not public figures. They definitely like stay in their temple.
Gotcha.
And then they go cross planet and fight wars and stuff.
Who pays them?
The Republic, I would assume.
Okay.
Because they are peacekeepers of the galaxy, so they are funded by the Republic.
Okay.
So they get money.
So speaking of Jedis, the lightsaber fights, top notch. One of the highlights is Anakin versus
Asajj
the white
Ventress.
chick.
Yeah.
Okay. She was an original character from this?
Yeah. There is a new series coming out called Tales of the something. There was Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the something.
Yeah. Premiering on Disney Plus, Tales of the something or another. And it's like her new backstory.
Okay.
And they're basically like...
So she didn't die in this?
Yeah, she didn't. Okay. And she does appear in the Clone Wars television series. That's the three-dimensional one.
Okay, gotcha.
But this was like a decanonized lightsaber fight according to like a new book that's coming out.
The visuals, the art, just like the time they took to make different angles of the fight. The lightsaber going over his face, and you hear the dark music, the Sith Lord music play.
Yes.
Just great details.
Oh, yeah. They start playing Duel of the Fates.
That's it.
It's the same music that plays when Anakin is on his speeder bike in episode 2. It's very like evil Darth Vader feeling. It didn't have like that music did not premiere until the new trilogies.
Okay.
It was not used in the old ones, and I love those moments. And also, it's kind of nuts like how he shows these evil moments. So like
when no one's around.
When no one's around. Yeah, I mean, we're coming off episode 2 where he just murdered a village of Tusken Raiders. Like, just because, I mean, his mom did get killed.
Sure.
So, it's kind of justified.
Disappointed!
I saw you making this face a lot, or that. You were in a lot, and I seem to know it was when they used the Force.
Yeah.
Okay, what you want to expand on that? Is it overpowered?
It's a cartoon. Like
Okay.
I feel like it's hard to like accurately show ways that they use the Force, and it's annoying to me because like in the 70s it was like just reverse the lightsaber and he catches it.
Small stuff.
Small stuff.
Yeah.
And now you got animation at your disposal. There needs to be that believability window.
Or at least like one or two people can use it like that. I feel like a lot of people were doing some crazy stuff, stopping bullets. I've seen Kylo Ren do it with the laser shot.
Yeah, but then you cut to like a clip of like episode 2 where like this Jedi has confronted Count Dooku and then Jango just puts 2 bullets into him and he falls over the cliff. Like there's not like a lot of in between.
Okay, yeah.
Like I point to Kenobi, the series that Ewan McGregor came back and did, and one of my least favorite things was how omnipotent they made Obi-Wan.
Okay.
He gets crushed by a rock by Darth Vader.
They're not gods.
They're not gods. That's
Yeah.
such a great way to put it.
Yeah.
They are disciples of the Force, a god or whatever
Sure.
that is.
Yeah.
But there is like there is a human quality to all of these beings
Yeah.
that I think is lost sometimes when they show them using the Force in ways that are just so over the top.
Yeah.
Like I loved all of the Mace Windu combat scenes.
They used it creatively, I'd say, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways, but
taking all of the nuts and bolts instantaneously out of a droid
yeah.
feels a little too OP.
It's so sick though.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Like that is what I have to give credit for. Like in all of the little episodes of this.
Yeah.
I'm burping because of my drink.
Sure.
Like sometimes it gets annoying to me that like they had all of these unique bad guys and they had to like it's just weird. It's like either kill Darth Maul or don't. Like he is one piece that's missing from this that I wish that they would have done, but I
Yeah.
probably would have had the same reaction. I would have been like, this guy got sliced in half in
Yeah.
front of me. Why is he back?
Yeah. This gave me a new appreciation for the world.
Mm-hmm.
It went all over the place. Saw tons of different species.
Different planets.
And I asked you, I'm like, are these real species in there? So, I mean, they did their research. The behind the scenes, the guy, he said, it's an honor that we get to add to it.
But they even told us, they said, like George wanted our interpretation of it to a degree.
It's pretty exciting now to get a chance to help out and contribute to a giant mythology like Star Wars.
Wanting and feeling the pride of building onto the fandom rather than saying, that stuff's lame, let me write my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like that kind of.
There's not a lot of like legacy hunting in the old media. They're just building off of what George Lucas created. In fact, like for all of the like books and stuff that existed that are non-canon now, all of those authors prided themselves in reaching out to George Lucas to be like, hey, is there anything in here that you don't like that I should change?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now it's like with Disney, they kind of shuffle him out and just do what they want and do it all based on aesthetic, create a new planet name for that aesthetic instead of going back. Like, new snow planet? What about Hoth? Like, what about... There's just a lot of, like, I don't know, like too many cooks in the kitchen.
I want to do prequel sequel now. I know you're going to go before this time.
Yeah.
What kind of movie would you make?
I was going to say Mace Windu.
That's mine.
That's yours.
That's my prequel. I was
Yeah.
thinking, the rise of Fisto, man. I mean,
Windu.
Windu.
Yeah. I mean, I would love more on Kit Fisto.
Yeah.
They kind of go into his character in the other Clone Wars series, but like that underwater lightsaber fight, as ridiculous as it is, it's
Wild.
why I love him.
No,
so much.
Windu, yes, he's the most powerful one in this show, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I mean, other than
Badass.
Yoda and Anakin.
Yeah,
at his
and
peak.
he's got that famous squeezes Grievous's chest scene, which is just like,
Yeah, he's responsible for why Grievous's voice
gotcha.
like he's
okay.
coughing the entire
No,
Revenge of the Sith.
I want to see how he got that powerful. The
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, he was Yoda's pupil. I mean, a lot of it is just like in canon, but they don't like. There's a couple books, but they don't go from like when he's a Padawan.
Yeah,
They don't like
dude.
really talk about like. I think that would be an ultimate.
Making the purple saber.
So that is bullshit, and everyone knows it. That is just Samuel L. Jackson being a whiny little.
Throw it
jerk.
into the canon. Make a
Well, they-
reason why he wanted purple, not just because he likes purple.
Yeah, and yeah, and like we've talked about how like. The purple lightsaber that he holds, the lore reason behind that is that he's the only Jedi in the council in the temple approved by Yoda to practice Vapod, which is utilizing the dark side against the dark side.
Okay.
So
he siphons a little bit of it off for good.
I think it's just playing angry.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's
Wow.
allowed to do. He's allowed to give into his hate.
Well, he definitely did that in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. The bounty hunter Dirge,
Okay.
he is like Genndy. Genndy is the species, and they can kind of
Oh.
like shape shift and like, you know, like you cut off one limb, it just like magically grows back.
He was cool.
He was very cool.
You
he
hated
was
his jousting though.
Screw the jousting. The jousting is so weird and unnecessary. It's as bad as like the plot of Anakin and Obi-Wan in Volume 2. Yeah.
Where he goes and finds himself.
Yeah, with all those naked mole rats. Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. What's your Sith Lord booty score?
My Sith Lord booty score. This is up there in my favorite pieces of Star Wars media. I give this a 9.4.
9.4.
Yeah.
Nice.
I highly recommend this to anybody that is feeling a little bit annoyed with where the state of the franchise has gone. We had a golden age, and I reminisce of like a time where I didn't know all of the trash was about to get dumped on a fan base that didn't deserve it. For the younger fans of a lot of different Star Wars media, if you're not into the 2D animation, I get it, man. You're a spoiled little iPad baby and you don't know any better. This is the stuff of dreams. Like this was like, it was always about the combat, swords. As a kid, I wasn't as crazy about like medieval times swords.
Yeah.
The laser swords.
Laser beam.
So sick. So sick.
That's why kids like it.
Mhm.
The vehicles, the action,
The ships.
the romance.
Less about that.
Well, my Sith Lord booty score
Yeah.
is a 7.9.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I was kind of like thinking like, 7
It
to 8
gets a
range.
solid thumbs up.
I
but, like,
appreciate that.
I just can't go any higher because I
not
don't
your
I
universe.
don't have that much of a love for it.
No, I appreciate
But
it.
man, do I appreciate the animation in this.
Yeah.
I let him only watch one Star Wars thing a year on the
Yeah.
PatCave. This was it.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. But maybe when some new stuff comes up, let's roast it maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, tell us in the comments what your favorite piece of Star Wars media is.
Convince me to watch Skeleton Crew.
Okay, it's the Goonies of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's not a sell. That's called a rewrap. That's called repackaging.
You know, a horror movie with Grievous would be sick.
That would be so effing tight.
Yeah.
He needs more love. Like that's why, like, when these movies came out, episode 3, like, he only holds 4 lightsabers one time, and it's for like less than 15
Lame.
seconds before Obi-Wan just shaves them off.
Lame.
So lame.
He was so cool.
He's such a formidable, evil-looking badass.
Yeah. And you guys want to be badass too. Join the PatCave. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your fellow nerds. And may the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
And also with you. Is that what they say?
No, that's the Catholics.
Oh, that's. I mean, same kind of thing, right?
I mean, kind of. The religions are similar. Less Eucharist.
Lord Eucharist.
Lord Eucharist. Oh, man.